What's up everyone, this is ShoryuGame welcoming you to another KOF 15 trailer analysis. Well, sorta. There isn't much to analyze frankly, since no gameplay footage was shown, but there are still stuff that I want to talk about. And would you look at what we have here, the Orochi form of the Orochi team was just announced. No one was expecting them to join the roster. This is such a surprise that even the most— okay, enough jokes. We all knew that the true Orochi team, titled Awakened Orochi now, are going to show up at some point. It's a fact. The Orochi team had always have a second form since their very first debut in '97. Still, it makes me super happy to see Grappler Yashiro, Edgelord Chris and Pikachu making their return. I loved playing Grappler Yashiro in '98. He was extremely popular in that game. If you have played it, you know what I'm talking about. And speaking of '98, there was also an announcement concerning it, which I will talk about as well. Now, we don't have any gameplay footage to analyze as I said, but we did get to see their new designs, and I love it. They are dressed very similarly to Goenitz, the final boss of KOF 96, and it makes perfect sense lore-wise. Yashiro, Shermie and Chris are also Hevenly kings of Orochi, so yeah, they should dress the same as Goenitz. The reason why that wasn't the case in '97 is because I think they entered the tournament not knowing who they really were, so when they awakened their Orochi forms, they just didn't have the time to change into their formal attires. It's worth mentioning that this isn't the first time that we see the trio dressing up like Goenitz. The artwork we unlock in '98 shows them already sporting those outfits. It's funny how this art can be considered as a foreshadowing now. Gameplay wise, if you're new to the series, you may think that this is just a slightly different version of the already existing Orochi team, but you would be wrong to think that. With the exception of their normals, all their moves are changed, including the supers of course. Even their stances are different. Chris drops his speed along his fake innocent smile in favor of purple flames that have the same properties as Iori's. They can put the opponent into a stasis-like state. Shermie is no longer a grappler. Instead, she can be considered more of a zoner with her electric powers, allowing her to create a unique type of projectiles. They're kinda similar to Elizabeth fireballs, only they remain active a bit longer. And Yashiro becomes a full-on grappler, frankly one of the best grapplers in the entire series. Although his Orochi form used to have a darker skin, which is not the case now. Their personalities are also nothing alike to those of their original forms. My favorite being Shermie. She is like a completely new character. The playful side and seductive tone is nowhere to be found now. She is no longer messing around. Pikachu is super serious and cold. Originally, they were created as evil counterparts to Japan team, Chris having fire powers like Yo, Shermie using the same element as Benimaru, and both Yashiro and Diamond are grapplers. However, with the exception of their supers, they play very differently than their counterparts. I love the new version of Rhythmic Hallucination, even though we didn't get to hear it for long. It's one of my top favorite themes in video games, period. Finally, I adore the updated team emblem. It's the tattoo that Orochi has on his chest, symbolizing the 8-headed snake. Unfortunately, that's all what we had in this trailer. Of course, I'll be analyzing the gameplay as well once it's shown. You can count on that. But before that, I have a wishlist concerning this reveal that I want to share it with you. Goenitz needs to be the next DLC boss. This is the perfect time to bring him back. He's such an iconic villain that we didn't see him that much in previous iterations. That boss challenge mode needs to be enriched. Please bring him back. Ideally having interactions with other characters, especially Rugal. I want to see him making fun of Rugal's missing eye before getting shot with a laser beam. That would be hilarious. Next thing, I want a new stage for the Awakened Orochi team. Seriously, it's time to add more stages to the game. The best scenario is getting an updated version of their '97 stage. That would be super dope. Finally, they need to have special intros against members of the Sacred Treasures. It's true that Yashiro already has one against Iori, but it doesn't involve Orochi or the past events. But the special intro that I want to see is the one against Yamazaki. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be extremely pissed and disappointed if there isn't one. The only reason why I didn't complain about Yamazaki not having any special intro in the game is the hope that they kept it until the Awakened Orochi joined the game, which they just did. So now there is no excuse. Come on, expand that lore a bit. It's stuff like that that the long-time fans want to see. Moving on to the other announcement that the trailer had, which is a new edition of KOF 98, titled Final Edition, and it's already available on Steam and PS4. From what I understood, it's basically the Ultimate Match version with some new additions, like refined online, rollback netcode and the spectator mode, which I'm not sure what it is exactly, but new stuff is always welcome. One thing that caught my attention in the official poster of the game is how Heavy is highlighted in there. Is that a hint that the American sports team are coming to 15? I sure hope so, but I might overthinking. What do you think? Anyway, if you somehow never played KOF 98, this is a no-brainer. Go pick this game ASAP. Easily one of the best installments of the series. It's the game that defies time, refuses to age, and always a blast to play. What did you think of this announcement? Do you like the design of the Awakened Orochi team? I would have loved to see some gameplay footage, but until then, I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments. That's it for now. I hope that was somewhat informative. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.